Shen now. Shen in Chinese, yes, it is can be translated as immortals, spirits, and also gods, whatever. It's only translation in Chinese, isn't it? So don't argue about it, okay? Yeah, but that's where a lot of people's interpretation come in. So everything people don't know, you push it into superstitions, spirits, and religions. And you come to the wrong teachers, because I look at this character as a human science. Okay, yeah. Okay, now this comes from my dissertation. I've research found this, and everyone was born with natural body medicine inside the body. Nonetheless, we have lost our ways, our self-control in dealing with the mental and physical problems. Those we have to relocate our own internal body medicines and use them, when we should not rely on external elixir or drug instead. Now, this translation, obviously from the Chinese side, is 983 AD. So I didn't make it up. I did not make it up. Okay. So the ancient, many texts already talking about this. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. So what is the natural body medicines? Now they talk about natural body medicine. Do you know anything about natural body medicine? What are they? Where did they come from? Dantian. Okay. Dantian. Here. Oh, this is Dantian. Yeah. What about here? That's lower dantian. This is middle dantian. That's upper dantian. So can you be a bit more specific? What dantian you're talking about? Right? So inside the dantian, it's not a point. It's an area. Hoi hiu chui dan. Open the gate. Like the ancient open the gate, so let the natural body come out. How many gates are there? What are gates we're talking about? The ancient Chinese. So you don't even know. And you're telling me you're training Qigong. Is that a problem there? I don't know. You ask yourself. Okay, so also, right, yeah, Rong Chen Gong practices metaphysical form of Taoist skill, and he had gained longevity. Okay, yeah, and also a skill in Taoyin and natural healing phenomenon. He obtained his power from the energy of heaven and earth. Now, these have been talking, thousands of years. So I did not make things up. This knowledge and experience already available to ancient Chinese, but because obviously in Chinese character, is today there's a lot of misinterpretation, lost in translations. Okay, yeah, and because people don't know, but it's happening, so it's easy to push in behind spirit. Oh yes, it's spirit at work. Yeah, it's easy. Can you be a bit more specific? And the answer never comes. Is that the learning you want to go through? That's up to you. Okay, this knowledge has the ability to heal and promote health that requires specific investigation and study. That's what we're doing now. That's 947 AD in Han Dynasty. And respect and treat your vitality, right? Discipline your body. It is the basic principle of self-control. It is also the symbol of longevity. So when we're training, is it not right? Discipline, routines, mind control, mindset, the power of the mind, the power of the brain, the knowledge. Yeah. So lastly, the usage of these medicines were unlimited, therefore similar to taking herbs. Wider knowledge of our understanding would only be beneficial because these medicines were stored inside the body. Therefore, internal alchemy was the secret way of the immortals, comparable to special healing herbs. They held the key to health promotion and longevity. Now, this Taoist text, also 1,000 years ago, yeah, they actually talking about two types of medicine. So this is why we call external medicine, Wai Dan, and internal Taoist medicine, Nai Dan. So if you don't even know what is Nai Dan and Wai Dan, and you're telling me you're training internal Taoist medicine. So there's a lot of problem there, haven't we? So I didn't make it up. I quoted all these very ancient texts now. The reason that I'm constantly being sick is because I'm a human. And if I do not possess the physical body, how would I incur illnesses? Okay. Now, it's very abstract. It is why? Because we have a body, a physical body. And because of sometime like this kind of, now the Lao Tzu were talking about that, okay, in Tao Te Ching, look upon it, yeah. They're talking about this, but sometimes people misinterpretation. Oh, well, not the physical body. There must be spirit, isn't it? No, that's how misinterpretation come in, because the old text was talking about something that, a lot of people don't understand. So misinterpretation come in. lost in translation. And then also said, those who knows and yet do not think they know belong to the highest rank of men. And those who do not know and yet they think they know are really at fault. One knows that he is at fault. When one knows that he is at fault, he can be free of fault. The sage is free of faults because he knows when he is at fault. Now, these are the teaching of the mind, disciplines, because when you make a mistake, admit it, be brave. Sorry, you've done it wrong, just say sorry. But today, we don't have that kind of teaching now. Everybody tries to say, no, not my fault, it's his fault. No, it's her fault. I push all the responsibility. And that's why. How are you going to, how we get the truth? How we get the truth? So these are the training of the mind, the knowledge in the Chinese, so seen, right? It's the training of the mind, the disciplines, routines, teachings. Okay, as part of the internal Taoist medicine. We call it psychology now, isn't it? But psychology, you have to control the mind. You have to have a discipline, a correct discipline. And correct discipline have to lay down through thousands of years of experience when people, living together. And when through our thoughts, when we clashes, then a rule, a law, shall we say, right? A law will draw up. No, this is wrong. Okay, yeah. So these are natural phenomena. So when you talk about the mind training, you cannot just say close your eyes and drift into the subconscious of the universe. Doesn't make sense, doesn't it? True. And then the superior man asks why people keep being sick. Okay, and then the immortals answer, when vitality left the liver and not returning, there are no sparkle in the eyes, and vitality left the heart, the lips are purplish white. When vitality left the lungs, the nose will block. When vitality left the kidneys, the ear cannot hear, right? And when vitality left the spleen, the tongue cannot taste anything. And common folks keep incur illnesses. Now, this is alarming. The death rate is alarming. Okay, yeah. So these old texts actually were talking about why Sun has been misinterpreted as spirit, because it actually said it in the old text, Gone Sun, the immortal, but Gone Sun. That means something, shall we say, something is controlling the vitality of the liver. And when I say, oh, the something is gone, the sun is gone. So people say, oh yeah, there's something, the spirit, the immortals, they're gone. So he's gone for a holiday. So when you're on holiday, nobody regulate, the liver vitality or the heart vitality, right? Or the kidney vitality. So all the major organ vitality, nobody, because they're all gone on blinking holidays. So what happened? People got ill. So therefore, right, the Taoism of the spiritual side, Dao Jiao, the Dao Jiao, right? Yeah, they create all the ceremony. Oh, come back. So you're inviting all the sun and all the spirit coming back. Oh yeah, the guy is getting better now. Oh no, the spirit come back now. The immortal come back. He's getting vitality now. He's getting better now. And that is where all the ceremony completely misinterpreted things and completely misleading a lot of later generation. So in a way that you can look at these old texts, right? Yeah, but now you can use modern science to decode this. That means the biochemical reaction, obviously now we know is hormone. Many hormones. We know that hormone control our psychological and our physiological health status. And when they're not balanced, of course, people got ill. So this is the way we're looking at it. That's why I interpret this sun for you. So sun, right? Yeah, it's the vitality, it's the health status of your organs, of your body, mind and body. Okay, has no feeling, have no desire to be completely free with nothing, then no illness is impossible to heal. Now we're talking about self-healing now. Okay, yeah, Laozi talking about that as well. As 2,700 years ago. I become ill because I live in a conscious world. If I can continue to exist, the world of subconscious. Now, how could I be sick? Now, these are very good texts. But the problem is that Laozi, they were talking about spontaneous reaction. Okay, then people don't, if you don't even reach the spontaneous reaction level in energy work, how would you interpret it? So in modern science, that's why I'm using brain wave. We are talking about consciousness is the beta, the unconsciousness, so is the delta, and right in between the subconsciousness. So partially awake, right, is the alpha, and partially asleep. Okay, and that's the theta. So loud you were talking about that, but come in different languages. That's all. But if you don't know, you're not going to reach that level. How would you interpret it? Spirit. Everything we don't know, spirit. That's where the problem comes in. Okay, we're talking about it now. So the organ chi, yeah. Next picture, please. Quickly finish it. Yeah. Now these are very old texts. Now this is stone, carved on stones. Okay, talk about the three dantian now. The three areas of where medicine was stored, natural body medicine was stored. I can talk to you. Yeah, other lesson. Come on, let's move on. So, okay, now this is where a lot of frightening comes in, becomes spirit now. Look, the lady, right? Yeah. This is REM, rapid eye movements, right? If you don't know anything about it, right? Of course it's frightening. The devils have arrived. True? So that's why we have to understand what we're looking at. This is different wavelength now. This REM, the wavelength can be measured now between alpha and theta, the shu, the emptiness, the body. How can you bend them without falling over? Huh? Of course, the mind is in a subconscious state. And so when you're in the subconscious state, right, yeah, body can do amazing things. Next picture, please. Any more? Okay, yeah, now this is in Czech. So all over the world, I have captured. So don't tell me that I pay these guys all over the world, right? Yeah, to put on the camera, and then I'll share with you free of charge. I would be bankrupt a long time ago, wouldn't I? Oh, right on time, right on time. Okay, so quickly I'll wrap it up, and I'll take some questions. So anybody want to ask? Not too many, please, because pushing always very late. Yeah, and JingQiShen, right? The three treasure of the human mind and body, and that's how we should look at it from the internal Naidan Taoist medicine point of view. Nothing to do with spirit. Okay, yeah, it's human science. Okay, so that's how I put across to you with a lot of research. I've been doing this research for 28 years, and I use camera. I capture all my patients all over the world. Okay, and if people say I'm wrong, fine, I might be wrong. Let's see your homework. See what have you done. So if not, maybe let me speak, please. Okay, thank you very much. I'm Dr. YK Leung. Any questions?
Michelle Heckens. When you are hypnotized, is that the same level of unconsciousness, or what is the difference?
Very good question. Very, very good question. Thank you for asking. I had some meetings years ago. You talk about 20 years ago now, and it was hippotherapy. He was the chairman of a group of hippotherapy in London, actually in London, and we were sharing our experience. Now there are similarity in that, because we're talk about mind, the consciousness, subconsciousness, isn't it? But one thing now, you didn't see, go back to a lot of my clinical case study capture on film, not camera. Camera, you don't see people move, okay, yeah? But on film, what you see the differences was when you hypnotize, yeah, the patient seems to listen to, the therapist. You tell him to jump, he jump. Right? You do whatever he do, he did, the patient would do it. So I think there would be a lot of shall we say, research room for the hypnotherapist to do that if you're using the brainwave. What type of brainwave? But if you look at the one that we're using spontaneous, 自發功, we call 自發功, right? In the Taoist medicine theory, is in the Qigong, patients can stop anytime. They're not hypnotized by me. I don't hypnotize people. You can talk to a lot of people. Now you can Nancy, one of the controller, or Paul, they all under, you can say, under my spell before. Okay, they asked him. They can listen. They can stop anytime. So that's why the brainwave drifting from consciousness to subconsciousness and in between of that, you know. So nothing to do with. It looks like it's different from hypnotism, but I'm not specializing in hypnotism. I can't really give you. So it would be better to ask those hypnotism or therapies, because obviously they will have their own answer to that. But to the spontaneous reaction, no, I don't hypnotize people. Nancy, can I ask you, when you go under the spell, right, or you go to spontaneous, are you being hypnotized in people?
No.
Huh?
It's not hypnotized. You're totally conscious.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you just hear, but only your body is moving. You're not controlling your body, but you still remain conscious.
Oh, good. Paul, are there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you say something.
Absolutely.
Are you being hypnotized?
Not at all. No, you're absolutely not being hypnotized. You're tapping into your own subconscious brain waves, and your body is reacting. But that's you doing that, not the external person, like a hypnotist, making you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Good, thank you. Good, now that's your answer now. So that's very interesting, very good question. Thank you for asking. So we can do work together more to find out how the brain works, isn't it? True? Yes. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, cool.
It's almost the same as yawning. You know, yawning, you're not doing conscious, but you're aware you're yawning. But if you tell yourself, I have to yawn now, you cannot. But then if someone is yawning, or when you get relaxed, then you start to yawn, but you cannot, it's not you controlling it. It's automatic. Something like that.
Professor,
Any
may
more?
I say something?
Hello, Dr. Willis, is it?
Hello, Dr. Leon.
Hey.
I was listening to what Nancy and Paul said, and I could add that some of the few times I had little spontaneous reactions, you feel more connected to reality. You don't feel disconnected, like in a hypnotized or therapy or in a dream, that you are disconnected from what is going on. You feel more connected to nature, to our senses, and it's also beautiful. I could add that.
No, I just
too.
want to say thank you,
happy.
Dr. Willis. And Michael just now this is a well-qualified person now, the person in Western medicine. Now is Dr. Willis is a psychiatrist. So I'm sure she knows more in the Western medicine way to interpret it.
Thank you, Professor. There's also Jimena, she's also psychiatry, Dr. Warsaw.
Hey, Dr. Warsaw. We have quite a lot of, actually I got some more students who want to join us as well. So that would be good. So next time I would invite both of you to come to talk about, with your work, obviously you guys do a lot of work in the mind, isn't it? So we can finally try to find a common point, because at the end of the day, a lot of things has been misinterpreted, isn't it? You agree? Yes. Yeah. And so if we don't do our work, who is going to do it? True?
You're right. Thank you, Professor, for sharing all this with us.
Anytime. Thank you. Any more questions, Nancy?
No, only that someone new came in, and just thank you for your time and your useful information. So
okay,
yeah, I've seen some new people coming in, so, but not right now. I think we're done for tonight.
Okay, good. Early night. Whoa, wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Tai. I say goodbye. I'm Dr. JingQiShen. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Good evening.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Professor. Bye, Nancy. Bye, Paul.